Hello, Army. Something absolutely crazy happened during BTS Toronto Day 1, and nobody saw it coming. In the middle of the unforgettable chaos, Taehyung created a moment that left thousands of Army completely speechless. What exactly happened? And why is everyone still talking about this shocking moment? Stay with us, because you need to see what happened next. The energy inside Toronto was already absolutely electric. From the moment BTS appeared, the entire stadium seemed to come alive with screams, cheers, purple lights, and thousands of Army sharing one unforgettable experience. Every song, every smile, and every interaction felt special, but no one could have predicted what was about to happen next. As the night continued, the atmosphere suddenly became even more intense. The weather was changing, and the rain began adding an unexpected twist to the already emotional night. For many fans, it could have been the moment when everything changed. But instead of allowing the rain to take away the excitement, the energy inside the stadium only grew stronger. And then, Taehyung caught everyone's attention. In the middle of all the chaos, cameras and fans began focusing on him as he continued to embrace the moment with his own unforgettable charm. There was something about the way he carried himself, calm, expressive, and completely present in the moment, that made Army react instantly. The screams became louder, phones went up, and suddenly, one moment involving Taehyung began spreading everywhere. Fans watching could hardly believe what they were seeing. It was the kind of unexpected moment that happens in just a few seconds but stays in everyone's memories for much longer. Army members were reacting in real time, sharing their shock, excitement, and emotions as the atmosphere became even more unforgettable. What made this moment so powerful wasn't just the surprise itself. It was the feeling behind it. BTS has always had a special ability to turn unexpected situations into unforgettable memories. And on Toronto Day 1, that connection between the members and Army felt stronger than ever. Even with everything happening around them, the focus remained on the people, the music, and the incredible energy being shared inside the stadium. And Taehyung? He somehow managed to make the entire moment feel even more unforgettable. For Army watching from the crowd and from around the world, the reactions came immediately. Disbelief, excitement, emotional messages, and one question appearing again and again. Did that really just happen? But this was only the beginning, because as the night continued, the energy surrounding Taehyung and BTS kept growing, and what happened next would give Army even more reasons to talk about Toronto Day 1. So stay with us, Army, because the next moment takes this unforgettable night to a completely different level. And just when Army thought the night couldn't get any more exciting, the atmosphere in Toronto took another unexpected turn. The rain continued to fall, creating a dramatic scene that made the entire stadium look almost surreal. Lights reflected across the stage, thousands of fans continued waving and cheering, and BTS kept the energy alive despite everything happening around them. But there was something different about this moment. It wasn't just another performance. It felt personal. Taehyung appeared completely immersed in the atmosphere, taking in the incredible energy coming from Army. Every reaction from the crowd seemed to make the connection between the stage and the audience even stronger. Fans weren't simply watching a performance anymore. They were experiencing a moment together. And that's when the excitement exploded. Army began reacting to every little movement, every expression, and every unexpected interaction. The louder the crowd became, the more intense the atmosphere felt. It was impossible to predict what would happen next, and that uncertainty made the entire moment even more thrilling. For many fans, Toronto Day 1 was already becoming one of those nights they would never forget. Then came another surprising moment. The attention once again turned toward Taehyung, and within seconds, the crowd erupted. His natural charisma had completely taken over the stadium, and the reactions from Army were impossible to ignore. Some fans were screaming, others were laughing in disbelief, while many simply stood there trying to process what they had just witnessed. It was one of those rare concert moments where time seemed to slow down. For a few seconds, nothing else mattered. Not the rain, not the noise, not the chaos. just the incredible connection between BTS and ARMY. And perhaps that was what made the Toronto moment so special. Despite the unexpected weather and everything happening around them, the energy never disappeared. If anything, the rain seemed to make the entire night even more emotional. ARMY stayed, BTS continued, and the memories kept getting bigger. But just when everyone thought the most shocking moment of the night had already happened, something else began to unfold. Something that would make fans look at each other in complete disbelief. And once again, Taehyung was right at the center of the attention. So what happened next? Let's just say, Toronto Day 1 was far from over. Then came the moment that truly changed the atmosphere. By this point, the excitement inside the stadium had reached another level. ARMY had already experienced so many emotional moments throughout the night, but nobody was prepared for the reaction that came next. Taehyung once again became the center of attention. There was something about the way the crowd responded to him that made the entire stadium feel louder than before. The second ARMY noticed what was happening. Screams began spreading through the audience like a wave. People turned their cameras toward the stage. Fans started shouting. And for a brief moment, it felt like everyone was witnessing something they would immediately want to replay again and again. The reaction was absolutely unbelievable. Some fans couldn't stop screaming. Others were completely frozen, trying to understand what had just happened. And online, the excitement began growing just as quickly, with ARMY sharing their reactions and talking about the unforgettable energy of the night. But what made this moment even more special was Taehyung's response. Instead of making the situation feel distant, his presence made the entire stadium feel connected. It was as if the barrier between the stage and ARMY disappeared for a moment. Thousands of people were sharing the same emotions at exactly the same time. Excitement,
surprise,
and pure happiness. The rain was still there, but somehow nobody seemed to care anymore. Toronto had become its own unforgettable world. Purple lights were shining through the darkness. The sound of ARMY filled every corner of the stadium. And BTS continued giving everything to the fans who had come to create memories with them. Then the crowd reacted once more, even louder. At this point, everyone knew something special was happening. Taehyung's expressions, his energy, and the way he embraced the moment created an atmosphere that fans simply couldn't ignore. It wasn't necessarily about one single action. It was the combination of everything happening at once. The music, the rain, the lights, the screaming crowd, and Taehyung standing right in the middle of an unforgettable Toronto night. For ARMY, these are the moments that become memories. Years from now, fans may forget exactly what they were doing before the concert started. They may forget small details from the night, but moments like this, they stay forever. And just when the emotions were reaching their peak, another unexpected reaction began coming from the people around Taehyung. Suddenly, the focus was no longer on just one person, because the other BTS members were about to become part of the story too. And what happened next made the entire Toronto crowd explode once again. Stay with us, ARMY, because the next chapter reveals why this night became even more unforgettable.